Akasa. Akasa looks like it's flageoling. The newly launched airline does not have pilots because pilots have left and left without a notice period.
Yes, Shweta. So, trouble definitely mounting up in the air for Akasa. Now, what really happened, right? Let's take a step back and see what happened. Pilots at Akasa decided to quit. And it wasn't 2 pilots, 3 pilots, 5 pilots. It was as many as 43 pilots have decided to quit. Now, in a free market, labor laws permit you to leave and join competition. But Akasa had a contractual stated agreement with pilots that there needs to be a 6-month notice period. Why a 6-month notice period? It seems, fairly elongated. Now, the challenge is that training a pilot on any, and I'm not talking about the aircraft, but just the protocol of every airline, the routes that airlines take, the whole training after a pilot has been onboarded or inducted into the airline is a 7 to 8 month process. So you can't hire a pilot today and put him in the cockpit tomorrow. You've got to let the pilot run with perhaps as a co-pilot, as studying from the ground, the routes and the operation protocols that the particular airline follows, the codes that the airline follows for a good period of 7-8 months. So Akasa, like pretty much every other airline, has a stipulated contractual 6-month notice period for pilots. But pilots cited an earlier ruling which, again, in free labor markets does not require anybody to serve notice period, and have decided, 43 of them
Only
have decided
in aviation
to,
sector or in
no,
every?
actually, these labor laws are, they don't mention sectors, industries per se, but
everywhere.
yeah. So if you're doing a particular skill, the laws permit you to use those skills to earn a living anywhere.
Okay.
It cannot be an impediment to prevent you from using your skills to make a living.
Okay. And this is after Akasa took those pilots to court.
That's right.
The pilots
That's
that
right.
had quit
So
without
two
notice.
courts in question here, or in news here. There is the Bombay High Court and there is the Delhi High Court. So yeah, Akasa knocking on the doors of the court, saying that we need those pilots to come back and serve their notice period, because without these 43 pilots, Akasa right now is unable to fly as many as 24 flights a day, 24 routes a day. Now, this catapults to almost 700 flight cancellations in a month. Now, in the month of September alone, approximately over 700-800 flights have been cancelled already.
Okay.
And this problem has actually been brewing right through August. Now, more than midway into September, almost towards the end of September, 2 months with a fleet of aircraft grounded, not enough pilots to fly them, for a new airline which in any case has made massive capex investments into getting the aircraft and the negotiations they would have had at airports with lessors, etc., unable to fly. So how do you make money? So now I think the million-dollar question is, and we know court matters take long to resolve, and removing an earlier precedent to rule in favor of the airline against the pilots, even if that were to happen, it's not going to happen tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So it is going to be a long drawn process. Until then, flight cancellations, disruptions in the schedule, passengers getting inconvenienced, and moreover, a loss of revenue for the airline. So I think the million-dollar question that we are all arriving at is that, is this going to be the next airline in India to get grounded? We've seen what's happened with Go First, yet to be resolved. We've seen what's happened with Jet Airways. We've seen what's happened with Kingfisher prior to that. And interestingly, these pilots who have quit, the 43 pilots who have quit up until yesterday, are stated to have joined Air India Express.
I was about to come to that.
Which is direct competition.
So where are Akasa pilots going? Why are they quitting is the question.
So I think why they are quitting is not something that we know right now. I mean, pilots are paid well, at par with industry across the world. So compensation may not be, the only issue. There could be okay, other softer issues, as we call them, brewing as well in the airline, which we don't know. I mean, it's in the realm of speculation right now. But yeah, I mean, compensation could also be, a way of attracting. If you remember, soon after Tata had sort of done the rebranding of the Air India airline, and at that time there were these large front page ads in every newspaper saying that we want to hire pilots at a time when Tata Group itself had clashes with its own pilots over salaries not being paid and rostering and scheduling of holidays, etc. So yeah, I mean, it could be compensation at some level. It could be maybe pilots seeing better faith in a brand like Tata,
And
Air
Air
India,
India.
you know, continuing to, you know, to survive and fly longer than a startup like Air Akasa. So it could be anything. But the fact of the matter is that pilots have quit without serving notice. Matter is being now taken to the court, and Air Akasa grounded until not all flights,
Not
but
all
at least
flights.
25 flights a day grounded.
But troubles, of course, brewing
Yeah,
for
because finding
Akasa.
pilots is not going to be easy for Air
Not
Akasa as
easy
well.
at all.